What's going on there, YouTube, and welcome back to another comic book video. All right, guys, so we are basically going to continue our coverage over the Hellfire Gala Event. Now, this event was done by Marvel to kind of do something a tad bit different for the X-Men characters. Because basically, the X-Men have been trying to not take over the world, but to show the world that mutants could be a great thing for the world. And basically, so far, they have. Now, of course, the Hellfire Gala event was put together by Emma Frost because, like I said, it's her and the rest of the mutants just trying to show the world what mutants have done and what they're going to do down the road. Now, with that being said, Emma Frost and the mutants had invited a lot of different humans. So basically like Fantastic Four, the Avengers, even J. Jonah Jameson. But you also have some bad guys also been invited like Doctor Doom. But of course, again, it's just the mutants trying to show the world that mutants are not bad. On top of that, it's mutants trying to build a stronger bond with the human race. Now, with all that being said, the Hellfire Gala event was kind of done a little bit different. And what I mean is that it does use all the different X-Men books at this time, but each book basically focuses on that team and kind of tell us what that team was going through while this event was going on. And so, for example, we're going to cover X-Force. And X-Force is basically following the X-Force team because for this event, they were technically kind of like the security for the event to make sure that everything runs smoothly. But of course, with us kind of following X-Force, it gives us a chance to see how some people are acting behind the scenes, especially the bad guys who of course want to get rid of mutants. And so here we are with X-Force. And I want to say this is X-Force number 21. But either way, guys, number 20. But either way, though, guys, here is X-Force number 20, and let's see how X-Force had to deal with the Hellfire Gala event. Now, when it comes to Chapter 2 of the Hellfire Gala event, we actually do pick up with Kid Omega. Now, this is the moment where you have Kid Omega actually have a run-in with Iron Man. Now, this actually happened in the last chapter, but I did not cover it, and only reason why because I felt like that moment or this moment would be better for the X-Force video rather than the Marauders video, because also it was very brief. But basically, you had Kid Omega confront Iron Man because Iron Man did not use one of the Krakoan gates. Remember, the Krakoan gates are basically a way for a mutant to travel across the world or across the universe, to be more exact, as long as there are flower planted and where you're trying to go to. Now, with that being said, though, everyone else who wasn't human was using those gates to actually arrive to this island, except some did take boats or jets. Now, Iron Man used his Iron Man armor, and that right there kind of made Kid Omega a tad bit mad. On top of the fact that Iron Man is wearing some kind of sunglasses that basically protects him or protects his mind from psychics, something that Kid Omega does not like because they had a big rule. You may not wear anything that can basically block psychic powers at all. But of course, Iron Man did. And the reason why, because Iron Man is telling Kid Omega, dude, my mind is holding top secret information. It will be the worst thing possible if I basically walk in here with no kind of protection and let you guys read my mind. Also, you have Kid Omega try to think that he's actually on Iron Man's level. And what I mean is that it's Kid Omega thinking that he's just as smart as Iron Man or even Reed Richards, where you have Iron Man basically put Kid Omega in his place by saying, no, you're not. Like, comparing our minds, I'm in college and you're still in elementary school later. And you have Iron Man just walk away. We do pick up with Wolverine, and right now you have Wolverine basically picking up where one of the plot lines left off at in our last video, where basically you had some members from the Shi'ar Empire appear at the Hellfire Gala event and told Emma Frost that they have basically brought a bunch of diamonds to give over to her, that apparently the Marauders or Emma Frost had asked for this huge amount of diamonds. The problem is though, Emma Frost did not. And so Wolverine is making sure that nothing kind of sketchy is going on. And so basically those diamonds are being moved onto the Marauder ship to be taken back to COPPA. Because remember, the Hellfire Gala event is not taking place on the main island of the mutant race. Matter of fact, it's taking place on an island that Magneto got from Namor. And of course, Emma Frost is using that island for this event. Now that is the moment where we basically do pick up with Domino right now, telling us that she sees some members or ambassadors from Terra Verde. Now, Terra Verde is a country that actually first appeared back in the early days of Fantastic Four for a different villain, but when it came to Marvel Comics in the, well, present time, basically it was a country that appeared in the earlier books of X-Force, and they had a deadly virus, not really deadly, but a virus that was going around and kind of turning their people into plant-like creatures. Now, Beast was kind of able to kind of give them a cure, but then Beast felt like it would be better to use that virus as a way to kind of control the people there for different reasons. Like, for example, that country was about to break their deal with COPPA. And then, of course, it magically changed. On top of that, with this Hellfire Gala event having different ambassadors from different countries all over the world, is Beast going to use these people who are basically being controlled by Beast right now to kind of be spies on other ambassadors to gather information. And of course, it's a very horrible thing to do because these people do not have any control over their body. On top of that, it could lead into a lot of international incidents down the road. But it's Beast thinking that he's so intelligent that nothing bad is going to actually happen. Now, we do get another page where basically right now you have Beast kind of joining in a conversation with Charles Xavier. Now, while you have the two characters kind of talking to one another, you do have Charles realizing that Beast is up to something, but Charles can't figure out what Beast is actually up to. And so with that, you have Charles wondering what Beast is up to because it could possibly down the road cause a lot of problems for Charles Xavier, but also the mutant race. And you have Beast try his best to kind of say, listen, you know, don't worry about it. I haven't failed you yet, and I'm not going to fail you now. But of course, you have Charles say, not yet. Like Charles knows something's up. But you also have Emma Frost realizing that something is up because she gives a look right over to Beast like, you did something and I know you did something bad. Now, that is the moment you can actually say that the book is trying to tell us that Beast has changed. And honestly, we could say that a long time ago. I mean, we're on the 20th issue of X-Force. This man has been changed. But the book is really trying to point that out even more. That basically right now that this is a Beast who's not the one fans are used to seeing. Because the Beast we have back in the early 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, and even the 2010s, he's gone. This is a Beast who thinks right now that his intelligence kind of gives him a pass to do whatever he wants to do. And so right now you have Beast actually thinking he has that right to do whatever he wants to do. And of course, it's a lot of bad things. Now, you have Sage call up Beast to basically tell him that things have changed. His virus are doing different things that they were not planned to do. Meaning that the virus that are being used right now to control the ambassadors from Terra Verde to spy on other ambassadors from other countries are beginning to do something else, something different, possibly bugging the other people from other countries, possibly trying to take over them. And that right there is a dangerous thing to do. But while you have Beast trying to calm down Sage, you have Emma Frost walking away. And let me tell you, she's ticked off. Now, we actually do jump back over to Wolverine. Now, Wolverine is still being kind of like the security guard for X-Force. He's kind of watching the shores, making sure nothing really bad happens on the shores. But while being out there and kind of on watch, well, that is the moment he realized that something is moving in the water. And that something is Deadpool. Yes, Deadpool has arrived at the party. Now, this is Deadpool kind of upset that he was not invited, because Deadpool says he is a mutant. He should be allowed to be on the island. He should have been invited because he is a mutant. But you have Wolverine remind us fans and also Deadpool that technically he's not a mutant, he's a mutate, basically meaning that his body was altered to kind of bring out an ability of his. But sometimes I know Marvel kind of goes back and forth on the idea if Deadpool is a mutant or not. But either way, it does lead into Wolverine fighting against Deadpool. And they do fight for a good few pages. And you have Sage wondering if she should basically send in Domino to kind of help deal with Deadpool. Which she does do. She does call up Domino and she says, hey, you know, Domino, Wolverine needs help. Please go out there and help him because it sounds like Deadpool has arrived at the party. But while you have that happening right there, behind Sage, you have Emma Frost appear. And you have Emma Frost showing Sage that she is very upset. Really upset. But then we have to jump back over to the battle between Deadpool and Wolverine, and now including Domino. In this battle, it does go on for a little bit longer, but you have Domino using her luck ability as a way to kind of wrap everything up. And so after like a couple pages, you do have Wolverine and Domino being able to kind of subdue Deadpool. He's not dead, even though it looks like the dude should be dead. But of course, he has a healing factor, so he'll be all right. But we have to get back over to Sage and Emma Frost. Because you have Emma Frost at first kind of coming to Sage and saying like, oh my God, I feel so bad for you, girl. Like, there's a party happening. You can't join in on the party. Like, that must suck. Oh my gosh, here, I'll have a drink with you. But while Sage and Emma Frost are drinking, that is the moment you have Emma Frost say, I know what y'all did. I know what X-Force did. That basically you guys are controlling Terra Verde with that virus that Beast had basically made, or reusing again in a different way. But either way though, with y'all using that virus right now, basically controlling people, if that gets out, it's not bad for us just for one night. It's bad for us for the rest of our lives because we're trying to show the world that mutants are better. But here you are right now using a virus as a way to basically control an entire country, which could possibly lead to more problems down the road. But of course, while you have Emma Frost and Sage talking to one another, that is the moment you have Sage said they've been basically hijacked. Not hijacked, but hacked. Why I say hijack? I have no idea why. Sorry guys. Either way, they've been hacked. She said, oh my God, someone hacked our system. And basically, they took over the Terra Verde virus that Beast and X-Force was using. Meaning that now the virus is no longer in their control. The virus is about to do some crazy things here and now. And of course, if this virus gets out and everybody finds out at this party, it is going to be really, really bad for the X-Men and of course the mutant race. And of course you have Emma Frost say, listen, don't worry, if things do pop off, yes, we're doomed. But if we're able to actually calm everything down, Beast will have to answer to the Quiet Council. But now X-Force's goal is to deal with the virus going crazy. So with that being said, this is where we are going to end today's comic book video. So please leave me a like down below and subscribe. Also, if you have any suggestions on books I should read, well, please let me know in the comments below, because you never know, your suggestion could be a future video down the road. But guys, I'll see y'all next time. Later.